Hey, what's up guys? My name's Josh, and my channel, if you haven't been here before, is all about removing the obstacles to higher consciousness, to align oneself with that which is dedicated to the truth, to that which is intention is to realize the self with a capital S within oneself, to realize that we are complete and total at all times, and that in truth we are the effect of absolutely nothing. So in today's video, what I really want to talk about is the difference between the law of attraction versus what you hold in mind tends to manifest. And if you've seen any of my videos before, you realize that I'm a student of Dr. David Hawkins, and I'm a big fan of using muscle testing and consciousness calibration to validate the truth of that which I expose myself to. So if you're not familiar with this work, I totally suggest reading Power versus Force to see what this muscle testing technique is all about. That you could discern the difference between truth from falsehood using a simple muscle test. And in this book, he talks about how you could do this for oneself to confirm and validate the truth of whatever teaching or spiritual practice that you're currently using in your life. So when it comes to the law of attraction versus what you hold in mind tends to manifest, there's a major difference in power. If I calibrate law of attraction as it's popularly understood and used in today's world, I get a consciousness calibration of 190, which is coming out of an energy field of pride on Dr. David Hawkins' map of consciousness. And if I calibrate what you hold in mind tends to manifest, I get 505, which is coming out of the energy field of the heart. So I just wanted to shed some light on why is there such a profound power difference between the two. And I think the real difference is when you're coming out of the energy field of the law of attraction, which is at 190, you're coming out of a personal pride. You're sort of taking credit for the power. You're kind of saying that I'm the one that does a really good job at manifesting, and taking authorship for this law. It's saying that it's kind of like a spiritual ego thing. It's kind of like saying, like, look, I manifested a house for myself, or I manifested a private jet for myself, or look, I could manifest anything for myself. So it's kind of coming out of a personal pride, and it's coming out of wanting status, wanting to be special, wanting to be admired, and like I said, again, taking credit and authorship for it. So when you come out of the energy field of the heart, which is 505, you're saying, no, it's not the personal self that has this power. That which I am is just the witness of all things. That which I am, you're just simply merely holding a thought in mind and watching the infinite field of consciousness to manifest it for you. So I'm just the witness of it. I'm not the author. I can't take responsibility for that. It's the infinite field of consciousness that's capable of doing that. If it wasn't for the infinite field of consciousness, this so-called law of attraction would have no power in the first place. So I think it's very important to use this technique from the energy field of the heart. So it's all about adding value to one's life, about adding true joy and love to one's life, about utilizing this technique to sort of create a higher consciousness experience for oneself, to add more value to one's life. And it's really coming out of a place of humility, by saying that it's the infinite power of the field that is responsible for manifestation. I'm just the witness, and you give gratitude and humility that there is such a thing, that the universe cares that much about us. That, I mean, how beautiful is it that there's this law that which you hold in mind tends to manifest? I mean, it's so freaking amazing. And once you discover this ability, you might say, or once you discover this law, it's life becomes increasingly more effortless and easy. My life became extraordinarily more easy once I realized this technique. But the important part is coming out of a place of gratitude, coming out of a place of humility, and really coming out of the energy field of the heart. And it's not about adding just material gain to one's life. It's about adding true meaning, value, and significance to one's life. It's about, if you're not so good at something, that you have the capacity to hold it in mind and become good at it. And you do this out of your devotion to become the best and fully realized human being that you're capable of, to be almost like perfecting your own instrument. So we could use this technique of what you hold in mind tends to manifest. If you're not that good of a public speaker, you could just visualize yourself speaking beautifully. So it's all about fine-tuning your own instrument and doing so out of devotion, out of love, out of fulfilling your own divine potential. and saying it's not I that does these things, it's the Father. It's the infinite field of consciousness. So gratitude and humility. So I think this is extraordinarily important when we're playing with these two techniques. So if you're, if you've been using the law of attraction and you could, seeing the possibility that you could have been stuck in sort of a pride with it, I would try moving out of pride and try to move towards the energy field of the heart. And plus, if you've been having any sort of obstacles or blocks using the law of attraction, chances are the reason why it may not be working for you is because you're coming out of the energy field of pride, which has far less power than the energy field of love. So try using the same technique but coming out of the energy field and the intention of love, and you may see much more tremendous and faster results. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful, and thanks for listening, guys. Have a good night.